Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to dig into the powerful ideas of author Robert Greene to tackle a question that, let's be honest, haunts so many of us. How do you find your unique purpose in life?
It's such a strange paradox of our modern world. We have more choices, more paths, more options than any generation in history. And yet so many of us wake up feeling completely overwhelmed, confused, just lost. With all those doors open, it can feel paralyzing.
So what's the usual advice we get? Follow your passion, right? But what if you can't even hear what that passion is anymore? According to Robert Greene, the problem isn't that you don't have a passion. It's that we've lost the ability to hear our own authentic inner voice. The signal's been drowned out.
So let's get right into it. Section 1. Understanding why that inner signal fades away in the first place.
Think about it. When we're kids, we have what the psychologist Abraham Maslow called impulse voices. We just know what we love and what we hate instinctively. But then, as we get older, that primal voice gets buried under all the noise from parents, teachers, our friends, everyone telling us what we should be doing. And eventually, we can't even hear our own voice anymore.
Okay, so if that signal is lost, how in the world do we get it back? Well, the key, according to Greene, starts with understanding your unique, fundamental nature.
Greene's idea here is pretty profound. He says every single one of us is born a total phenomenon. Your DNA, your experiences, they've never happened before, and they never will again. This absolute uniqueness gives rise to what he calls a primal inclination, a powerful, deep-seated pull towards certain things. And that is the true source of your power.
Take Albert Einstein, for example. When he was just 4 years old, his dad gave him a compass, and he was just completely mesmerized. The idea that some invisible force was making that needle move, it sparked a lifelong obsession that literally reshaped how we see the universe.
Or how about Steve Jobs? As a kid, he was totally hypnotized by the sleek design of electronics he'd see in shop windows. That deep, almost aesthetic pull towards technology was a clear signal of the empire he would one day build.
And look, this isn't just some intellectual thing. It's visceral. It's in your gut. When Tiger Woods was just a toddler, he saw his dad hitting golf balls and literally screamed with pure joy. He just had to do it. That's the feeling. That's the signal we're looking for.
And that right there is the crucial point. When you finally align your work, your career, your whole life with that deep primal inclination, you've found what Greene calls your life's task. And suddenly, everything has a sense of direction, everything has a purpose.
Okay, this all sounds great, but how do you actually find it? Well, Greene lays out a really practical process for this. It's not magic, it's a method.
This is where Greene's analogy just hits so perfectly. He calls it a personal archaeological dig. See, you're not inventing something new. You're uncovering something ancient and essential that's been buried inside you all along.
So, this dig has basically 3 steps. First, you have to uncover your childhood obsessions. What were you into for hours on end, without anyone telling you to do it? Second, identify those visceral connections, the things that give you a physical jolt of excitement. And this third one, it's fascinating. Analyze what you hated. Greene says that a strong feeling of repulsion is just as powerful a signal as a strong feeling of attraction.
Now, finding this alignment, it's not just some feel-good, fluffy exercise. According to Greene, when you find this, it unlocks tangible, almost superhuman power.
Get this. When your work is connected to that primal inclination, your brain can learn up to 4 times faster. I mean, think about that. That is a huge, real-world advantage.
And it doesn't stop there. The benefits just keep stacking up. You get this incredible, concentrated energy. Distractions, boring tasks, they become way easier to just push through or get rid of. And underneath it all, you feel this deep, profound sense of fulfillment because you just know you're on the right path.
And to really nail down what this feels like, I love this quote from the neuroscientist Andrew Huberman. He described it as feeling like an eternal spring of life. It's not just happiness, it's a renewable, deep well of energy and pure delight.
All right, last section. Let's talk about the mindset you need to actually make this journey a priority, because it really does require a sense of urgency. You know, the biggest trap, the one that gets almost all of us, is this cozy illusion that we have infinite time. We think, oh, I'll figure it out later. That lack of urgency is what lets us drift, and it wastes our most precious resource. So to fight this, Greene brings in this intense concept from military strategy. It's called death ground. The idea is that when an army has its back against a wall, no retreat, no escape, it fights with 10 times the energy. By creating that same sense of urgency in your own life, by really internalizing that your time is limited, you force a level of focus that unlocks energy you never even knew you had.
So, at the end of the day, as we wrap this up, it all comes down to one really important question for you. It's not just about what job you should take. The real question is, what is that primal, authentic voice inside of you that you've been ignoring for far too long?